This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
Resolve. You can't convince a monkey that honey is sweeter than a banana. So, our dear judges, the development of renewable energy sources should take precedence over expanding oil and gas infrastructure. What do we get from this? We look at a government. They are a government that is looking at now and forgetting tomorrow. We look at a government where they want us to invest in the oil and gas sector, whereby we all know that oil can get exhausted. What do we have tomorrow then? If oil will get exhausted and you've spent all this money in it, what will you have tomorrow? You won't have where to depend. So we look at it beating their efficiency of the oil and gas sector, beating their sustainability that they're talking about. These jobs they're talking about will end when the oil, we spoke of Chilembe mine, when the copper got done at Chilembe mine in Uganda. People lost jobs because they were depending on minerals, and we all know that oil and gas are minerals. So if they get exhausted, and we're looking at such a future tomorrow, which they fail to cover up. One thing that we want to all observe in this debate, these are the following: the impact of climate change between renewable energy sources and oil and gas sector. 2, the efficiency between the two, which one is stronger? The accessibility, the availability, and the sustainability. What do we get from team proposition, our dear judges? We come and tell them that due to the rising costs of living, they also told us of raising costs of living, crippling economy. But we still tell them that if the economy is crippling now, and tomorrow you accept this, you accept the oil and gas sector to be improved, and all the money is invested there, and after a year, the oil gets exhausted, what will be the next economy? They are forgetting about the next economy. But with these renewable energy resources, they are sustainable. They are there. Is there a day when wind has ever failed to blow in any place in Uganda? We are looking at a day. Is there a day where there is a place in Uganda in a year where there has been no rain? Is there a day where a place in Uganda has not received sunshine? These are sources of renewable energy resources. These are sources of renewable energy. They're always there. They will always be there. And what do we get? When we are developing these renewable energy sources, there's going to be jobs, there are going to be job opportunities. And when people get these jobs are sustainable. These sources don't exhaust. The jobs are there. Then another thing they tell us, they tell us sustainability of jobs which have hit energy density, which they failed to clarify. They just listed it and left it like that, so we don't understand it. They talk of poverty in Uganda. They even give us statistics of poverty in Uganda. Dear judges, we look at people who are going to develop one side, which one, we know the impact of climate change by these oil and gas. It affects climate change. What does Uganda depend on? It depends on agriculture. What does climate change do to agriculture? Climate change affects agriculture. So what is the economy of tomorrow if climate change has affected the agriculture due to this oil and gas? But renewable energy sources are there. What do? They reduce on climate change. Without climate change, we're going to have a sustainable agriculture base. So Uganda will be developing equally, basically, and safe.
Do you believe that the solar energy also is reliable on climate change?
Our dear judges, if you're to compare the statistics between solar energy and the statistics between the oil and gas energy, we told them that the non-renewable resources such as oil and gas produce 91% of carbon dioxide, and non-renewable sources of energy such as the sun, solar energy, geothermal energy contribute 1.4% of carbon dioxide, according to the report produced by Organization for Economic Cooperation. So we look at two sides here. A side where we are looking at today and tomorrow, and a side that is only looking at today and forgetting about the people of tomorrow. So our dear judges, with us answering all these questions, the impact on climate change, efficiency of renewable energy resources, the accessibility which we gave in our first speech, whereby we shall reduce on the prices of these sources of energy, then the sustainability of jobs, because this renewable energy is there, it will always be there. The sun will always rise. So the question I want to leave with their third speaker is one: if tomorrow the Albertine region were to go out of oil and you've developed it, what will you do? Thank you, our dear judges.
Okay, is anyone not ready? Well, good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, team government come on board giving us that we should take precedence of renewable energy resources. But ladies and gentlemen, what is the problem that is affecting their parameters as Uganda currently? What is the problem that is affecting Uganda right now? Ladies and gentlemen, they're giving us things of the future, but what is currently affecting Uganda? As we asked, ladies and gentlemen, if someone is hungry, will you go to plant food so that you can give him food, or you'll go and cook and then bring food. We are handling this thing urgently. And ladies and gentlemen, they are claiming that this is a policy debate. But ladies and gentlemen, this motion states that the development of renewable energy resources should take precedence over expanding oil and energy infrastructure. What are we looking at, ladies and gentlemen? We are looking at, should we expand the oil and energy, the oil and gas infrastructure, or we should take precedence of the renewable resources? Ladies and gentlemen, these people are they're not handling the problem at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the oil and gas, I will take you later. The oil and gas sector in Uganda right now, it has employed 1,000 Ugandans. What does that mean? It has employed 1,000. It has given opportunities to 1,000 Ugandans, and it is expecting to employ 13,000 Ugandans. So, ladies and gentlemen, should we let it go? Should we continue with the unemployment in Uganda? Because these people don't want to take precedence of expanding oil and gas infrastructure. You'll take it later, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, they are telling us that the oil can get exhausted. But ladies and gentlemen, will the benefits of the oil and of the oil and gas infrastructure also get exhausted? Ladies and gentlemen, look at the money that we have earned. Look at the salaries the people will have earned. Will also that salary get exhausted? Okay, can take you.
Prove beyond reasonable doubt that oil and gas sector does not improve the cost of living. 2. Which of the two sectors gives us sustainable jobs?
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the oil and gas sector is expected to employ 13,000 Ugandans. So, ladies and gentlemen, how many Ugandans are going to be employed by their sector, the renewable energy sector, which they are going to expand? We also don't know about that. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I
will not take you. Ladies and gentlemen, they asked us about the statistics of poverty in Uganda. But ladies and gentlemen, according to the World Bank statistics, it shows that 45% of the Ugandans are below the poverty line. But ladies and gentlemen, check, 45% of the Ugandans are below the poverty line. And these people want to deny the 13,000 jobs to Ugandans. So, ladies and gentlemen, should we deny our own people jobs? And take precedence of oil and gas infrastructure. So, ladies and gentlemen, back to our case. We are showing them that we are trying to solve the problem in Uganda urgently, which is the economy. The economy of Uganda is lacking, ladies and gentlemen. So, when we expand the oil and gas infrastructure, people are going to get employed. More investors are going to come in our nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, should we deny Uganda all that? Ladies and gentlemen, we showed them of the 73.8 trillion. Of the 73.8 trillion debt Uganda has. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we going to cover this? And yet, the renewable energy resources need a lot of money. They need a lot of money which we currently don't have. But ladies and gentlemen, when we take precedence of oil and gas infrastructure, all this is going to be worked on. Thank you.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.